Hello and welcome everyone, this is Dmitry. We are having another network programmability stream, and today we are going to do something else. We are going to do something that we normally don't do because I am mostly a Python developer, but today I am going to touch this programming language that I'm always afraid of. It's called JavaScript, and the idea of today's stream is going to be, well, we will be building interactive network diagram. And by the word interactive, there is, I don't mean much, to be honest. So what I want to do is to be able to visualize the network diagram on the web page, but then also to be able to drag and drop nodes so I can save their coordinates. So then when any other person or myself starts that web page again, those nodes are already in their fixed place. So this is my goal for today, to kind of build that. It's going to be weird, a little bit, mostly because my JavaScript knowledge is not great. Okay, absolutely not great, so probably it will take me a long time to figure things out, but that's okay. Like I don't care that much about like getting there all the way. Like what really matters for me is journey, and you will be able to see me struggle firsthand, and probably rant about JavaScript for a long time here. So yeah, if you thinking that I will be here showing the pinnacle of JavaScript development here today, you are absolutely wrong. I will be writing completely garbage code just to get the stuff done that I need to. So probably I will be feeling like most of network engineers feel once they touch like programming or something. So that's going to be a very interesting experience. There is a question in the chat: will my solutions be based on drawthenet? No, they're not going to be. And we will talk about drawthenet in a couple of seconds, mainly because you can see it's in one of the browser tabs. And you know what I actually need to do? I need to change this title here to so that people who are joining the stream somewhere in the middle can understand what's going on. Interactive network diagram with JavaScript. Cool. Okay, I have this now, and yep. All right. So before we'll jump into today's main topic, there are a couple of announcements, things I would like to discuss beforehand. It's not going to take long like last time. And if for some reason you are watching this, well, if you're watching this as a recording on YouTube, and you don't care about some pieces, there is always timecode below the video in the description, so you can quickly jump between different sections and watch part that you want, and you don't want to hear me talk about some other stuff. Fine, I got you covered. All right, so what we are going to discuss today. So first of all, as some of you may know, the stream has a GitHub repository with majority of the files that have been written on the stream. So it's called a network programmability stream. It's under my my username. Now, for a long time, it was completely garbage. So it was like a dumpster. There were a lot of files, and you can't figure it out unless you watch the whole stream. So I'm changing that, and it's going to take a long time to finish that, but I made a lot of progress. So I'm going to reorganize all of these files here, and they are going to be separated by topic. And so far I reworked only one folder called model-driven telemetry. It's because this was our last stream. So if you go to this repo and you click here, so here I well, I have written down my technology notes from that stream, like things that I think are important about the topic first, and there is like a lot of explanation. Then there is a repository, and it describes every single file or almost every single file. Like, okay, there is gRPC folder. What files are there? Why do we need them? What is Docker Compose? What is telegraph.com? What is router CRG file? How to run them? And then the same thing for like another folder, because I had two streams about telemetry. I had gRPC stream and I had netconf stream a while back, and it's basically like almost step-by-step instruction, and then there is links to the streams, and there are also additional resources. And I am not going to lie, I'm very proud of what I accomplished here. It took me hours and hours to build just this one README file, but you can consider it as a quick, well, almost like a blog post. I wouldn't call it exactly like a blog post, because there are like things that, there are some sentences that I wouldn't use in the blog post, but generally speaking, it's a very brief explanation of technology. So like you can go through the page and get some understanding of what is available, how it's kind of like working, what is important, stuff like that. So I'm going to be reworking many of these things, so keep an eye on it. So if you go to like main page, I will keep the updated list here. So like currently model driven telemetry is the only one fully updated. And also if you found some like discrepancies or some errors or something, please do let me know. You can even open the GitHub issue here, and like I will fix it. So I want this to be almost like I wouldn't call it a course, but like a lab. Okay, like a lab is a technology explanation, but also instructions like how you can do X and Y. So yeah, I do hope that it's going to be useful for some people. Okay, next thing, there will be no stream next Sunday. The reason why is that it's a weekend before my triple DevNet exam. So on Monday after the next Sunday, I'm going to take DevNet Associate, and then 2 days later I have 2 other DevNet exams. So I really need to spend that weekend on studying, so we will not have stream. However, having said that, remember I kind of like mentioned that there may be something else, and this something else is coming. The date it was set, and we will have a very exclusive stream next Thursday on February 20th. Okay, it's going to be much later than usual. So instead of 6 p.m. Central European time, it will start at 8:30 p.m. Central European time. 2:30 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific. It's going to be exclusive stream. I'm not going to tell you yet what exactly it's going to be there, but I can tell you that very likely I'm not going to be alone on the stream. Okay, so you will probably have guests on the stream. About something that is something new. Okay, so I'm very excited about that. This is probably going to be the first stream ever where I have someone else on the stream besides myself, so I think it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Like the date is set, and like unless there is something major will happen, I'm pretty sure, like I'm 95% confident we will do it. The actual announcement on Twitter and some other social media will go out probably on Monday or Tuesday, so keep an eye on that. Okay, so yeah, I'm very excited about that. Okay, next, my Cisco Live Europe talk, Automate Your Network with Nornir, is already on YouTube. So if you go to DevNet So if you go to Cisco DevNet YouTube, my talk is there. If you're interested about that, I can recommend. So it's actually one of the latest Cisco DevNet videos. That's very nice. So it has minimal slides, maximal hands-on. I also let audience select the thing that I'm going to do for them live. So it has been fun. So if you're curious about that, check it out. Okay, then this next piece. After our previous stream, and I see, I will address some comments in the chat just a couple of minutes from now. So on our last stream, it was called Streaming Telemetry with gRPC, okay? And until that stream, like, I barely knew anything about gRPC, and I would even go as far as to say that I still don't know a lot of things about gRPC. And I started doing some like studies about gRPC itself. Okay, so like gRPC not related to networking, just gRPC as a thing. And I found a bunch of very interesting information. I was watching a couple of YouTube talks. I can recommend this Intro to gRPC talk, Modern Toolkit for Microservices Communication. Someone who mentioned to me gRPC like first was David Barroso. Like, I asked him how he's integrating some of his network stuff, and he told me that they don't expose REST APIs for their services. They do everything gRPC based. I was very curious about that, but my lack of expertise didn't allow me to kind of like participate in that discussion. So after the stream, I decided to learn about gRPC more, and I think it is much more interesting than the rest. I see a lot of benefits of using it. So I can recommend going through this talk. It's mostly like it's mostly for developers, okay? But even if you are not, but you are looking into this field, it could be useful for you. So I'm very curious about implementing some gRPC APIs for some of my services. I'm not sure I have a best use case right now for it, but it's definitely interesting. Okay, last but not the least is I was thinking about this for a while, and I think I now found a form like how I want to do that. So the question is, can you recommend me resources to learn X? Was very common. Like, I would literally get them every week or so via different channels. I want to start that, and can you recommend some resources? So it was very common thing that people ask me, and I was thinking, like, is there a way, like, if I want to do it once and then refer all people to the same place, how I would do that? So this is not live yet, but this is again something I am announcing because I have started doing some work towards it. So on my website, okay, so on dmfigel.me, which I can't say that I blog too often, like once per year or something, but there is going to be another menu item here called Vault, okay, Vault, and this is going to be a curated list of resources for all of the for almost all of the things that I'm going through. Okay, so like Python fundamentals, Python intermediate, architecture for applications, network programmability, some entertaining stuff again around tech. So, and like 90% of those things are going to be like things that I personally went through and I can recommend. There is going to be some recommendations that I didn't go through. For example, Python fundamentals. I didn't read any Python fundamentals book, any recent ones, because it's not it's not relevant to me at all, right? Like I have 7 years of Python programming experience, so like I see no purpose in me reading another fundamentals book. So for example, a couple of those are going to be stuff that I heard good things about, but I personally didn't read or didn't watch or something. But majority of other things are going to be books, articles, YouTube videos, something that I personally went through and I can say, yes, go through this, it's great. So probably it's going to be published after I pass my exams, because like until my exam dates is kind of crazy. I had 2 things on my plate, but keep an eye on this. And this list is going to be updated. So for example, like there is some new conference, right? And I watched some talks and I really liked one of these or 2 of these. I'm going to keep adding these materials to this vault. So, yep, that's another announcement. So let me see the chat now. The guest must be a web developer, dedicated DevNet stream. I don't want to spoil a little bit early. In tomorrow or on Tuesday, there will be like proper announcement of what it's going to be. All right, so with that, let's jump into today's topic. So again, as I mentioned before, it's going to be building interacting network diagrams JavaScript. Before we'll jump into that, there were a couple of people like coming to me and like suggesting some things, and let me spend couple of minutes talking about some of these solutions that are out there and why we are not going to use them. So probably the most popular one today is drawthenet. Okay, so if you go to drawthenet, you'll see like where on the left screen there is an editor where you could put the YAML, and on the right side you will get the diagram. I do think it's awesome from like style perspective. Like it's I mean, it looks great. I have nothing bad to say about it. However, there are a couple of pieces. First, this thing doesn't expose API. Second, most of the time when you want to build a diagram, I would consider it's pretty confidential piece of data, right? So, like I wouldn't use any public service for it unless it's like lab that I don't care about. So, but then the argument could be, oh, but you can self-host drawthenet, right? There is drawthenet GitHub page. Yes, you can, even though I wouldn't say there is a lot of instruction how to do that. You can definitely self-host this. I didn't find a lot of instructions, but even if there were instructions how to run this, there are a couple of things that I don't like. First of all, I want to be able to drag and drop nodes in the topology. So for example, my like high level idea is the following. I get the, let's say, CDP details or LDP details from my network. I build a diagram where like I place my nodes randomly, and then I drag and drop them on the layout, and then I save it so that my application knows their coordinates for the future. So then when I load this topology again, like I use those saved coordinates. Because auto-generated diagram, it's a really hard problem to solve programmatically, like where do you put nodes on the screen correctly. So yeah, I want to have this drag and drop capability where I drag and drop them and I save that. So this is already one reason why this doesn't work. So like it doesn't have, I don't think it has any decent API here. There are no good or I didn't find good instructions how to self-host it. And third, I want to be able to drag and drop this. Cool. So this is not solution for us. Now another thing that I was someone suggested to me, and I see some of your comments, so we'll go through them as well, was this lnetd thing. And there is also a GitHub page for it. And so it's kind of like also a network controller. I think it was written in Django or Flask, I don't remember. I checked it out very briefly. And then there is this network topology and IGP topology. And it has this topology, and this particular piece is something that I'm trying to build. So it has this drag and drop capability, and it has the save layout thing. So this is what I need. However, see, I'm not looking for another network controller, because I'm going to write my own, doing things that I personally need in my network. So it makes zero sense for me to use something else, which is a complete controller. It is also server-side rendering, so when I'm going to build my controller, it's going to be completely separated front-end and back-end. It's not going to be server-side rendering, so like I have my own needs for network automation controller. So I am interested in like this JavaScript piece here, but technically this is not the right solution for me, because I'm building my own thing anyway, and I want to have this integration of network diagram there. I can't just take arbitrary network controller because it's built and it has this functionality. So what I am looking for is either JavaScript framework or even integration with popular front-end JS frameworks like Vue.js or React, with their React component, or so with the React component or Vue.js component published somewhere, so I can easily reuse it and build what I need. This is what I'm looking for, and I haven't found that Vue.js or React component that I can use in my own controller. So that's the main reason why we will be building our own thing. So let me address some comments in the chat. There are so many things that I completely missed. Couldn't you just use the source data on the left there dynamically, crawl your network entity to graph database? Was it for me or DT? Let me see. Look at Next.ui then. I looked at Next.ui, it's not maintained for a couple of years now, so I'm not going to be using that. I don't think Cisco maintains this. Scripts not allowed to connect to devices, that sounds backwards. I am not sure what you mean, Spartan. I'm not sure what you mean by scripts not allowed to connect to devices. You're stopping anything? Are you stay? Oh, okay. You have some other conversation there. I'm sorry. So I think I addressed some of your suggestions, chat. But if you still have some things you disagree with, please let me know in the chat. I will talk about them more. Okay. So now here is where I need to make a decision, and so because it's JavaScript, and I am actually not in this piece, I'm not going to connect to network devices at all. So like I want this stream to be self-contained piece about JavaScript, so people who, let's say, take my code or something can use that and like repeat that. I don't want to add dependency of the backend today. It's definitely going to be on my radar for this project in the future, where we will be building complete network automation controller But just for today's stream, I think we are going to render this from static data, and we will save coordinates in local storage, even though this is not a solution that I'm thinking of like long term. Fun Behave, thank you so much for another month of subscription. I really appreciate your support. This page you have open looks like it's using Next.ui.js. I don't think it does. So I was looking at JavaScript that this uses. Okay, so it's jQuery, Popper, Bootstrap, JS template, chart. What is this? Scroll bar, chart, JSON tables, alertify JavaScript, Plotly. I think this is done by Plotly, but I'm not 100% sure. And a lot of other stuff. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of JavaScript here. Okay, cool. Whatever, I am ready. So, so the choice that I have to make right now is the following. Do I want to develop this locally on my Windows machine? Or I should not make mistakes like this. And I just don't know. I don't think I want to use Windows here. Even though I think it would be fine. It's just, you know, Windows. So yeah, I think we'll use our remote thing. Okay, so we will have to create a project. Which I think we can do what? We can do a network diagram JS. Okay, and I think I will need to start with installing JavaScript. So let me install JavaScript. Would be cool if you natively support Genie output from show CDP or show LDP. See, I disagree with you, Michael. I don't think this is a correct approach. So the way I see it is that the backend itself is responsible for going to a network devices or going to whatever, and then converting that to some kind of general format of nodes and links that you then send to JavaScript for visualizing. Your JavaScript is not supposed to deal with parsing that and all of that. You need to normalize your data on your backend and set it in very generic form to your front end. And then on backend, you can create multiple like these translators, if you will. Like you can do it using RESTconf, you can do it using show commands and then parsing them using one form or another. But this is not the thing that JavaScript should be responsible for. So I wouldn't ever send from my backend directly output from something, because then you are locking yourself into using only that tool on the kind of like backend. So I don't think it's a great idea. I consider learning Plotly and use it to build network diagram, but I think the static images, which is not the best plan. Maybe, I don't know. I don't have now JavaScript knowledge. I need to build a topology of around 200 devices for company we acquired. Very, very interesting. Very nice. I actually have working need to do this. So I actually have a project where for one of our data centers we are building that. So I actually need to get it done one way or another. So there were a couple of suggestions to me from very good front-end developers. So first of all, I really like Vue.js as my front-end JavaScript framework. So this is what we are going to use today. Specifically for visualizing part, the suggestion that I've got from a friend of mine was to use visjs. So if you so if you use visjs and network piece, and you can have that. Another popular choice is Jesus Christ, this animation is horrible. I'm pretty sure there is a way to stop this awful animation. So I was suggested this, and then another popular choice is the d3.js. No, not this one. I don't remember. I could take a look into that because is it connection? No, I don't think it's connection. Whatever. So d3.js is also a very popular thing. By the way, the drawthenet one is using d3.js. Okay, I understand. Do you already have a data model for the backend? Like, technically no, but like, it's not really hard to come up with one. Like, it would be something like, so it would be something like you have a list of nodes. So if you're using JSON, yes, and then every node will have a name. Let's do something like this. So like this, and then you will have links, and then you will have links. This is going to be a list of objects where you will have something like node name is, well, then I can actually say list. I can say node name is R1. What's with my typing today? So, and then let's say port name, yes. Or I can just say node and port. Who cares? So like this. Yep. This is what I was thinking about. Let's actually have that because we will need that to define in JavaScript today because we are not using any backend. So like something like, Jesus Christ, why I'm so bad today with typing. Then port is something like this. Yeah. So you have nodes, which is a list of I'm actually thinking that maybe I will have to change this to have more details here. Like actually have like this maybe. So that I can add like, I don't know, description or something else if I want to. I'm not yet sure. I think we can leave for now like this. And then you have links where you say Oh, yeah, I'm an idiot. I actually need dictionary here. So yeah, you have these, and then you have list of links, and then every link is represented as an object, and then every object has an error. Oh, what did I do? Yeah, this is not great. I made a bunch of mistakes here. Let me fix that. So it should be a list of an object, yes. Yeah. So yeah, you have a list. You have a list of an object where every link is a list of two objects, like one router port and then another router port. Okay, I use CDP output and some interface description to build data model in the format of the okay. This one line has the whole link data. Yeah, I mean, you can do that. What you are actually doing is that, okay, actually we need to make some changes here. So we have to say x is null and y is null, like something like this is going to be by default. Then they're going to be put randomly on the screen or something, and then you drag and drop them, and then this x, y is populated. The problem is your almost string-like representation. Well, it's actually a string. Is that converting that back to an object is actually will require effort. That's why, like, what you are essentially doing is that you have an objects, and then you create a serialization for these objects on the wire, and then it's very likely that if you do any kind of interactive piece on your front end, that you will have to convert this back to an object. And in my case, what I'm trying to do is to map serialization to objects very closely, so I don't have to do a lot of work on JavaScript side. Is this even valid here? So, okay, links is a list with an object. Yeah, this is not valid. Yeah, I don't think I need that. Yeah, so link, now it's list of lists. Yes, okay, so a link is a list where we have, so I can either do this, or I can say like ports. Let's just have list of lists right now. Okay. Yeah, no, this is correct. Okay, whatever. You know, I think at the very different level, some script kidding you trying to build an application. I would just think and watch. No, that's okay. Just actually, it's really helpful because you are, with the questions like this, you make me ask myself a question: am I having the right data structures? And I actually think that in programming, how your data is structured, like your data structures and your data models, is one of the most important pieces that when you are building an application. So every soft, and especially for more complex application, I would not write a single line of code until I build all of the relationships between data on like a piece of paper or some diagramming software or something, like all of my tables, how they're related to each other, why we have this connection, why we are not putting this piece of data in that table, stuff like that. It can take like weeks of not building anything until like I think I like my data structures. So it's very important piece. All right. Okay. I was thinking that I will want to do JavaScript, or sorry, I want to do this project on my Windows machine, but probably I shouldn't, and just, you know, be a decent developer and just do everything on Linux, especially with Visual Studio Code doing everything for you. Like I think it's a better idea. So we will start by installing NVM and installing JavaScript. So NVM is a thing that allows you to install any JavaScript version. It's very similar to pyenv for Python. So like after pyenv, like I want to use the same thing for all of the languages. Just to be safe, let me open another session and I will do all of that in the home folder, just to be safe. Okay. Nice, they added stuff to bash.rc, which I'm not using. Bravo. Can I just say this? Oh, okay. Pending cut this shell rc. Bash completion. Export nvm dir. I don't think I have NVM right now, because I need also to add it to pass. Or maybe it will. Oh, this loads NVM. So if I exit this, do I have NVM? Oh, I have NVM, okay. So I have NVM. So now we have to install Node.js. Yeah, we should be good. So example node install nvm use. Yeah, so I need to do nvm install and nvm use. Okay, so what's the latest version of Node? There is LTS and there is 13.8. So if I say nvm install, does this work? No, it doesn't. I think it's nvm ls remote. Yep. That's a lot of stuff. To be fair, I would want to install both LTS and non-LTS just to be safe. So nvm install. It's funny how all these languages eventually copy each other. PyEnv was copy of RBenv. Was that npm equivalent in what was that npm equivalent in Python? PyEnv. Okay, npm is just piece, isn't it? Okay, so npm is like pip-ish. Then yarn is kind of like pipenv or poetry, and then nvm. So don't mix nvm and npm. So nvm is a thing to install different JavaScript versions. So nvm is the alternative to pyenv. So alternative to this. Do I actually have pyenv here installed? Yeah, I have here installed. So nvm is like equivalent to pyenv, and then pip is equivalent to npm, and then pipenv poetry would be equivalent to yarn, and I think I will be using yarn. Okay, so creating a default alias here. Let's also install LTS just to be safe. Like I had this, you can see that in Python I have the same thing, like I always have LTS version. It comes in handy when like something doesn't work, something wasn't tested on latest version of JavaScript or something. Okay, so now this part is what I don't like, is that these tools have different CLI, slightly different. So okay, so this next piece is that I want to install Vue.js. Well, technically I want to install Vue CLI. And folks, if like I am doing something stupid, it's expected behavior because I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm literally will be learning a lot of this on the fly. Like I have built a simple Vue.js project. I was really impressed by how straightforward it is to start, but still like I don't have fundamental JavaScript or Vue.js knowledge. So no, no, I need Vue CLI. Get started. Package name changed from Vue CLI to add Vue CLI. Okay, and then do I actually have yarn? I should have yarn. I don't have yarn. Okay, how to install yarn? I think it should be. Can I install yarn with npm? I have npm first of all. I do have npm. So I think with npm you can install yarn. Maybe. Oh, yeah, I had to select here. Debian package. I don't want to install anything via Debian package, to be honest. I had enough of like anything Python related installation on using this package repository. I don't want to do this ever again. npm install yarn question mark. Okay, yeah, so they suggest here npm install global yarn. So this -g, if I remember correctly, -g is a global flag or something. It's kind of like pip install, but like in the user local libs something, I think. Let's actually check npm -g flag. Jesus Christ. Yeah, global. Okay, whatever. So npm install global yarn. Well, technically, if I'm installing you know what, if I'm installing something globally, I can use this. If I'm like dealing with my application, I will use yarn, so like I'm more familiar with this workflow in Python. So okay, so let's do this. Okay, there are no comments, questions in chat. That's fine. Okay, and then we'll have to, where is this? Have to create a project. And when I first used this, like I was so confused because there are these pieces that like I don't understand. Like I don't understand Babel versus ESLint, or like what if I enable this option? What if I enable that option? Yes. A bunch of warning, but you know, I don't think in JavaScript you have to care about that. And folks, just by the way, it's okay if I talk complete nonsense during the stream. I have bulletproof out of jail card, which is my JavaScript knowledge is only 10 hours. What do you want from me? Okay, so let me think. So I will need to be in my project, yeah. So I will need to be network programmability stream. I think I can create it here. So I had this folder which we'll delete and just say rmdir. Ouch. rmdir network diagram.js. And if I say view create, and we'll say network diagram.js. Okay. And I don't like I want to have, oh, ouch, ouch, ouch. How do I go back? Yo, how do I go back? No. No. I want to go back. Okay, so I want to have router, and let's view X. I don't think I need view X. And like I am like with this serious face like, I don't even understand, but like, I don't need Vuex. That's okay. Whatever you do, just do it with confidence. Okay, we can use SAS and just yes, lint is error prevention only. Yes. Lint on save. Lint on save. Let's just do lint on save. Okay, dedicated config files or package JSON. Just say package JSON. Yes. And I will be using yarn. Okay. Okay, then this next piece, as far as I remember, I need to do view serve or something like this. Oh, yarn, sorry, okay. Cool. So I have this, and if I say yarn, let me first see package JSON. So I have vue-cli service serve your router core.js. By the way, I like this song. Let me. Oh, I already have thumbs up. Perfect. Some config. Actually, let me redo this. I want to have stuff probably in separate config files now. So like it will be easier for me to parse. Let's do one more time. So I want to have Babel and router and CSS, and then history mode for router. No. SAS yes. Error prevention only. What is prettier, by the way? Is it like black in Python? What is prettier? Exactly. Prettier opinionated code formatter with support of blah blah blah. Yes, this is what I need. Black really changed my development life. Lint on save, and then dedicated config files, and then save my but better. Oh, love the confidence. Thank you. Thank you. I like how like it says something like, oh, this module that you have no idea what it's doing, it's incompatible with Linux. Okay, so if I go to folder, yes, I should see. Okay, so now I have this Babel config, ESLint, blah blah blah, whatever. There is public. What is public? You know what? Let's try this. I will do yarn serve first. And if everything is correct, I should be able to go to this page. which I can. Okay, our view is working. Very nice, very nice. So, okay, now we can open this project in Visual Studio Code. Okay, and then I open folder and I say projects, network programmability stream, and then network.js. Cool. And then I have to. Another thing that I have to do right now, because I will forget later. Oh, actually, it's here. I need to modify my git ignore. I need to add at least node modules because I don't want them committed anywhere. Okay. So if I do like what git status, for example, in here, why I don't see like every single file? Is what I would expect to see. Okay, whatever. Okay, so we have it here. I have, oh, first of all, do I have proper extensions? Do I have an extensions? So I need what? I need, Babel is here. Cool. Like how this is only 3 stars. JavaScript. PS6. Code snippets. Babel JavaScript. Okay, so beside this, what else do I need? So, Babel JavaScript. Is there something for Vue as well? Syntax highlighting for Vue.js. And there are 2 modules there is. Yeah. So, why do I need to install it locally though? Okay, whatever. Do I need like ESLint as well? ESLint. And yes, I need to install ESLint. Okay, let's reload now. I may need to install it locally as well. Okay, Babel JavaScript, ESLint. And then I think this is enough. And okay. router, components, views. Okay. I'm a little scared if this level of development work would be even part of the work of network engineering in the future. So I had this discussion recently, and I don't think it's going to be. And again, this is at least my feeling about the whole like network engineering role. I do think that network engineers of the future, besides networking, need to know a little bit of Linux, a little bit, or not a little bit, some cloud knowledge, like how, especially around cloud networking, like it's not that hard, by the way. It's like, especially around IPsec and stuff like that. So like, how do you connect your on-prem to cloud? And then some kind of scripting knowledge, but not very deep probably. And again, it's kind of like nice, but you are not required to be developer. This is my feeling around that. So like you have either some Python skills or some Ansible, God forbid, but yes. And what I would also expect network engineers to know would be understanding of APIs that are available on different platforms. So some kind of understanding of what is netconf, what is restconf, what is yang, how you can do like very basic operations with this, what is streaming telemetry, what's the difference between SNMP and streaming telemetry with gRPC or something like that. And the reason why is that you as a network engineer understand what is possible, okay? Like what is available and what is possible to build. And then you have a separate role, would be network automation engineer, net DevOps engineer, network automation architect, NRE, whatever you call it, right? And that would be a person who has his primary skills in software, who also has much deeper understanding of network APIs like netconf, restconf, has some knowledge with like maybe tools like NSO or PyATS or Nowhere or some other things. Has some networking knowledge as well, but probably much lower, like understands what is subnets, what is routing protocol, why it's important not to kill BGP session, stuff like that. Some kind of networking knowledge, I would say like around SNMP-ish level, so you can like put pieces together and understand your infrastructure. And then you pair with like network engineer or network architect or whatever. That person ideally understands what is possible and can articulate problems with their network or problems with their network operations and like analytics, whatever. And then the person who's network automation engineer can build whatever. And then as your team grows, you would start, we not only need that person, we also need someone for the front end, and then maybe we no longer need it's no longer enough to have a single backend engineer building this network controller, but we need the multiple people, stuff like that. But this is how I see this evolving. I don't see network engineer, like pure network engineer, like not say pure, let's say average network engineering to be able to build network automation controller and be a full stack engineer who understands how to design software, how to build backend, how to build front end, how to make it pretty, how to deploy it, how to test it, how to maintain it. So I have no expectation this is going to be the case. And this is weird. Oops, I'm so sorry. Let me put my back. So what I was saying, that it's very weird that as of today, there is no understanding of this evolution on the business side of things. So I don't see positions network automation engineers almost. Besides couple of companies here and there, I do see network engineer with Docker knowledge containers and Python skills and that and this. I don't think this will lead to solving your automation needs, to be honest. So yeah, this is my feeling around it. I'm so sorry that I was speaking about this for like 10 minutes, but I feel like it's important to keep saying this. It's just network engineers, average network engineers cannot and will not be able to build flexible, scalable, maintainable software. And the sooner you accept this fact, the faster we'll start seeing proper separation of responsibilities in the like network related jobs, and stop like hiring people. Oh, we'll hire network engineer, but we want that network engineer to know everything. Like it's not going to lead anywhere. Good luck finding the person who knows all that. And also this kind of stuff leads to like being too much on the plate of that person. Like if your primary responsibility is to operate the network, or like in dealing with day-to-day issues on the networking front, you don't have time to build network automation for your company. You don't. Network automation is a full-time job on its own. So yeah, this is my rant about it. This kind of roles would only be available in really big enterprise. In medium to enterprise, I expect if you want to do automation for networking, you have to buy a solution or get knowledge by yourself. I don't know, Michael. I just, again, buying a network solution that does it for you probably is a viable option. It's just, can solution that you buy solve your network automation needs? That's the $1 million question. Are you happy with someone else who is in charge of that product making networking decisions for you? Because I don't see a way to build network controller which will satisfy all of the needs, especially if you really want to be in the control of every single piece in your network. Okay, so there is always this trade-off of people who want to who can agree to these decisions made by someone else, these assumptions made about the network, and therefore they are okay with buying network controllers by vendors or by not even necessarily networking vendors. And then there is this group of companies who really want to be in control of what they're doing. So this network controller that someone else built for them is not viable. And I see some of this role appearing in like medium-sized enterprise. I was actually contacted by recently about like a position like this, and I wouldn't call it a big enterprise. And I was actually very surprised that they kind of started thinking about this. Like the role was specifically around network automation and not network operation per se. And it's rare, yes, and I think it's a problem that it's rare, but they do exist. There's a lot of talk about these roles, but adoption is less, so pretty confusing to plan for the next years for guys like me in networking. I don't know how people are going to be hired within 5 years. I would still think that for network engineers, it's valuable to learn some kind of programming language, start learning Linux if you don't, and cloud if you don't, to at least some degree. But again, going back to my point, I don't see network engineers being able to build flexible, scalable, and maintainable network automation controllers. All right, so sorry for this rant. Let's try building this Vue stuff. So the Vue has this concept of controllers. Components. So you can, and component by itself is couple of things. It's a template, and by template it's HTML template with some, like, a little bit of logic and some variables. Then there is script piece, which is the JavaScript part of Vue.js, more or less. And then there is CSS piece. And you can have this component can be one of or three of these things. And then you can build your web pages using these components. For example, you can have component which is doing network topology, component which is responsible for some kind of form, component which is your header, right? And then you build your different views using these different components. So we have these two views, we call them home and about page. Well, this is by default, yes. So if I'm thinking if I want to kill one of these. Let's say I will copy this. I will say like this. I have to export it correctly, like probably like this. Components hello world. Yeah, I think it can be hello world. Let's do this main page. I want this to be network diagram. Components hello world, alias to src script, home view logo. Let's do view logo. Okay, so I have here network diagram now. Now this hello world component, we will leave it, but we will create, let's just also rename this. We'll say this is default, and this is going to be hello world. We will modify this template. We'll delete all of these pieces. Oops, what did I do? Okay. And here I can say awesome network diagram based on graph data or something. Okay, I have this page and this is about page. Yeah, okay, we have this. So let me think what we want to have. So I think it would be fair if I copy this home page and I will say that this is going to be network diagram view. Network. diagram. Okay, so let me think. So I import a hello world component here. We call this view network diagram. Network diagram view. It's exactly the same like it was before. We will have to change the routing here, yeah. So we'll have to import. Let me name this properly. We will have to import in the router the view, yes. We'll have to say network diagram. And let's just say that this is going to be diagram, and this is going to be network diagram. Okay, so they show us how you can like if you don't want to import it here, you can import it here, whatever. So if I do this, I also need to change header, I think. Yep, so if we say here diagram, we'll do /diagram. Yep, so I have this, it's exactly the same. Actually, let me change my home page here. I would just say home. Welcome to amazing, let's do now, next generation AI powered network controller. These big letters to make more impact on your mind. Okay. Wait. Why? Oh yeah, it's because I'm using this hello world component. And here I will say no. Okay, diagram. Name network diagram. Drop string. The best but completely unfinished network controller using latest technology stack. Okay, so this is our hello world, and then here we'll say awesome network diagram based on the graph data, and this is hello world. Whatever. Okay, so this network diagram string and then network diagram. We will import network diagram now. Yep. So network diagram from network diagram view. To be honest, I think I want to change this a little bit. I want to say that this is a view. Actually, you know what? Let me see if it will allow me to do this. Define by never used, and then we export this. It's been registered but not used. Why my homepage is weird? This is concerning. It doesn't hurt to learn scripting, even you don't have to build full-on solution, but helps to automate daily tasks to save you time. Yep. I think I agree with you. Okay, I am not sure why this is not working like I would expect, right? Like I have here different components, and this one is, oh, I did not save it, yeah. I think I broke something. I'm pretty sure it is broken now. Why did I use this prettier VS Code auto use prettier? Need extension. Okay, install, search for, can be installed in VS Code, default formatter. Ensure that this extension is used over other extensions you may have installed. Be sure to set a default formatter in your VS Code settings. The settings can be set for all languages or by a specific language. Okay, I have prettier here. Okay, now I have to find the settings. Yes, so JSON setting. I think I know why this is not working. Format. Jesus Christ. Yes, called open settings in This is killing me. This absolutely is killing me. Okay, it's not the import. It's a problem because I have prettier, and there is this problem. So I want to enable prettier in VS Code, but I don't know how. Oh no. Prettier is enabled here. Okay, what if I say format oh, not this one, yeah, it's a different file. No, it's this file. So if I say Shift Alt F, okay. Oh yeah, it's actually being used now. Okay, cool. So now my page should be correct. Maybe. Where is this? This one, yeah. Nope, it's not working. Okay, let's just do it step by step. No, VS Code is completely free. Okay, so we have router, yes. So I have this router. There is component home and component network diagram. Cool. So component home is this. Yes, we say component home will import hello world component, and hello world component is the best but completely unfinished network controller using the latest technology stack. This hello world, and we see it on this page. Okay, so this is expected. Then this next one, let's just go step by step. We say network diagram is using, Jesus Christ, oh boy, this was so bad. Okay, this is now completely broken. Somehow doesn't like it. And you know what, let me actually do this. I will open the terminal. Let's say yarn serve here. So I can always see what's going on. Okay, this is some kind of mystery to me. This is actually broken. How I managed to break such an easy application, I don't understand. Even about page is not working. Oh, this one is working. Diagram is broken. Okay, so I have one feeling that let me, just to be safe, I will rename this as view, and then I will add here view, and I say that we are using component network diagram, which is fine. So we need to import this network diagram from components, which is fine, and then we are passing it here. There is some div, I can say this maybe, since I don't have the class. No such file or directory source view network diagram. Okay, so this is a router problem. So here I can say I import this view, and I will be using this. Well, I can name it whatever, but yeah. Okay, perfect. So now, yeah, so it was actually a problem with names. Okay, so I have welcome to next generation network controller, the best but completely unfinished network controller using latest technology stack. You have diagram page, which is also network diagram based on the graph data, and then about page is this in about page. Let me change this about page. I want to have something else. So let's say this is about page. Let's say build on, vue-cli on, and we'll put our ditch page. Probably I don't need H. Let's just do the P. No, let's just do H. So let's do H, and then I can say A. Yeah, href is equal to this, and then we'll copy this text. Okay. This link looks ugly, but whatever. Okay, we have this our three page view. Cool. So now we have to deal with our diagram. Import network diagram in router index.js. It's importing from Vue's home instead of Vue's network diagram. Yeah, sorry I missed that. It seems to be already fixed. And it says such kind of present. Yeah, okay, I think you're good. Okay, so this next piece is we have to, so since a friend of mine advised me to use this visjs, we'll use this visjs, and I know for a fact that there is visjs network view I think there is a module. And there is also graph. What's the difference? Okay, so view component to render graph on canvas based on visjs network. Okay, so is there a GitHub page for this? Version 0.1.4 published a year ago. Okay, and then what is this? Okay, the very simple output. You can take a look here. Let's have it. Confirm back visjs vis-network. Okay, what is this? Vue to integration with vis-network. Last commit September 2019. 6 months ago. Okay, this is actually not relevant anymore. This one was archived. Okay, so we have a choice. It's either Vue vis network, and I actually think I will do that. There is a very easy example which we can just copy paste and see. Best regards, which space for these components. This probably might have some issues from. Let's also see this. What is this? Vue.js, Vue.js 2 adapter for visjs. Okay. The problem though is that like I don't understand all these pieces, so we will just try different things. I feel like this is probably, well, it's from 2018 though. Okay. I don't even know like where to start properly, folks, to be honest. I feel like probably I should start with this. visjs. Dynamic browser-based visualization library. Easy to use, handle large amount of dynamic data, blah blah blah. Okay, so there is dataset, timeline, network, graph 2D, graph 3D. Graph 2D. Draw graphs, a bar chart on an internal interactive timeline, personalize it the way you want. Yeah, it seems like this network piece is what we need. Let's also try to find some comparison. So let's say visjs versus the 3js. Smart calculation, safe refactoring. Well, okay. Okay, give me a second. This query is horrible. Just let me read things. Now, I'm currently logging in and stuff like that. And now it says, oh, you have to choose these 10 areas. God damn it. I don't want to choose anything. Jesus Christ. These guys are killing me, guys. Okay, I'm switching the screen back. I'm not going through this. It's just... maybe I can get to this page through archive. Oh, it's unanswered, okay. Is it possible to maybe page source? No, it's not here. Actually, I saw something. Yes. Okay, yeah, this feels like something I may need. Okay, you know what, guys? Wait. No. Let's try with this, visjs, and then we'll see if it's going to be enough or not. It would be awesome if there was a GitHub page here. Let's just go. Let's just go. Okay, so let's kill this. Let's add this yarn add vis-network. Huh. This doesn't look great, guys. This is a shame. Network module only. Okay, this seems like we are getting closer. What's killing me here is that this is not maintained. There is nothing in master for this. This doesn't seem to be maintained. But this was forked 43 times though. I feel like I just need something and then I can start hacking. Right now, like, I just don't know what I'm doing. Okay, at least this got installed. Okay, I think there was some kind of example. Declare the component. Import the component network from declares the component. You have to add component to the template. Where is it done? Okay, it should be here. Yep. Okay. I'm not sure I understand what I'm doing here. Yeah, probably it should be in up view, I would guess. Or maybe not. Maybe here. What does this view.component does? Okay, in Vue, a component is essentially Vue instance with predefined option. Register the component in Vue is straightforward. Oh, okay. I see. Okay, so I can register this here, I think. It's some TypeScript stuff, I don't care. So I can register this component and then I can declare the component, add component to the template. Now we can pass to do into each component using vbind. I think I don't understand something. Oops. Okay. And then I can do this in the template. Let's see. Network is defined by never used in the view thing. Wait, what? Oh, I didn't say it. Network is defined but never used. Oh, okay. And if I make this pretty, will this work? Network is defined but never used. Okay, I don't really understand what's wrong here. So for example here, yeah, I import this component and I have it as a tag, yes. And then here I'm doing the same thing. I'm importing this, and I just say it like this, and I'm but it just says imported but never used. Oh. Okay. Well, I don't think it changes anything in the diagram, but at least it's not crashing, so that seems like a good sign. I'm not sure why it still says like imported but never used if I clearly use it here. And then we say items, groups, and options. And I think this should be as data here in the data. Property in component must be a function. Hi Dmitry, what's the plan? Import component into Vue, component network. Oh, okay. Yeah, so what you yeah, okay. How was it here? Like this, yeah. Okay. And then data. Data should be a function. Jesus Christ. Okay. Okay, and I think I can now say items, groups, and options here, maybe. I have so many tabs open here. Let me kill all of them. And then I need my server. And let me, oh, it was over here, okay. Okay, it's still not crashing, so it's a good sign. Aerodynamic, thank you for this suggestion. Yeah, when I don't understand all of these internals, it's kind of weird trying to hack all of this around. Okay, so we have been using this visjs. Yes, let's open this again on the GitHub. And no. Okay, I should be able to find it through here. View visjs, yes. In homepage it is. Okay. I'm actually curious. This is like fork with 0 stars, 0 forks. There was some another thing, like another project. God, I just need an example. All I need is an example. Groups, okay, groups, items, options. Return, yeah. So maybe this will get us where we need. Should be careful here. Okay, so we have count, groups, items, and editable, and so groups, items, and options are passed here, yes, so items, groups, options. So if this will give us any results, I'm going to be very happy, but apparently compiled with one warning. Okay, but this warning, export default, okay, this was not found in the component. Just want to check that some of this is working. Okay, I can access this data here, this variable. Cool. These groups though doesn't seem to be working. Okay, this one was forked 43 times. Okay, but this installation is incorrect though. God damn it. So you can see that this package in npm is called vis and vue. This one here is incorrect. This one has 0 stars, 0 forks. There was commit here. 17 commits. I'm thinking, should it be hard to like I'm also thinking like this ref network is weird. Okay, how can I check this? So if I go to crc components network, despite the existence of props and events, sometimes you might still need to directly access a child component in JavaScript. To choose this, you can assign a reference ID to the child component using the ref attribute. For example, now in this component where you have defined this ref, you can use this ref's username input. Oh, it's so hard. Is it exactly the same file? It feels like it. Hi, what's the problem? I'm trying to integrate visjs with Vue and I'm really having a tough time doing that. From another perspective, I'm thinking, can I just use Vis directly and like not to deal with this at all? Like copy some of these pieces directly to my component and just do whatever I need to do. You know what? I will actually try that, like not using these wrappers. I don't know how far I can get with my JavaScript knowledge, but I will learn a few things probably. And then if I start doing things like this, yeah, so like have some utils as well from here. Why does this look so hard? Okay, let's try. Wait, how do you comment in this template? Should be HTML one, I guess. Okay. And then here we'll do like this. And then I need this ref, yeah, in the template. Probably. I don't need this h1. So if I use this ref, I need to have it in the .refs somewhere. Oh there are some functions that what type of graph you want to create? I'm not sure I understand the question. Right now I'm trying to make anything work, but integrated with Vue. This is my current state. Okay, these functions are not defined. So this one and this one. And these are coming from these utils, right? Feel like these two things are like the same-ish. Okay, this one is used. However, there were no updates for last year whatsoever. And I'm thinking like, I definitely don't want to use this raw. How about the G3 and Vue? I like how this is screenshots. Thank you. Thank you so much for making these screenshots. Okay, I will keep this article anyway. Okay, this one is just, oh, let me dump all of the code on you. And you can deal with this. Okay. Okay, this one is not helpful. I don't know, guys. What do you think? So, this Vue to vis, yes, it seems like people are using it. It's being used by a lot of repos. There is one even. There is even some new website for a coronavirus. Yes, but this one was not updated for 3 years, 2-3 years. But there is some example here though. Is there? Yeah, there is an example here, so this is good. And there is even a fiddle demo. You know what? Let's just try this. I have nothing to lose. So yarn add. Yep. Okay. So next piece is you need to declare a component. Since we are not using like this format, we have everything in files. I don't think we need to register anything, right? Let me see what components basics. Okay, here they suggest, oh, you can create it like this, yes, inline. Example, you may have components for header, sidebar. To use these components in templates, they must be registered so that Vue knows about them. There are two types of component registration. There is global and local. We only did it globally. Globally registered components can be used in templates of any root instance, or even inside all subcomponents of that Vue instance component tree. That's all you need to know about registration for now. Okay, yeah, we are not using components this way. We are using components in like separate files. Every component must have a single root. Okay, this is all fine. Just show me how to separate these in the files properly, please. Indigo, let me unblock you. Hold on. Okay, you can post link now. Vue.js. See, I don't think this is what I need though, because I don't need charts. I need graph. Can we please have a single screenshot? I just need a single screenshot. Please. There is not a single screenshot here. Demo. Yeah. Bar chart, charts. Chart, bubble chart. Yeah, I mean this is okay, just not what we're looking for. We need to have a graph. I want to have something like this. So if I say vis-network, this is what I want to have, something like this. What is view graph? No, this is not it. Okay, close. Okay, what did I install? I installed Vue.js. Let's open there. Vue.js. Okay. Oh, okay. I stopped on the thing where I want to understand how to separate components view. You separate components and files. Okay. Many Vue projects low components will be defined using vue.component followed by new view target container element in the body of every page. This can work very well for small to medium-sized projects. JavaScript is only used to enhance certain views. In more complex projects, these disadvantages become apparent. Global definition, blah, whatever. I don't care. All this solved by single file components with Vue extension made possible with build tools such as Webpack or Browserify. So here's our hello component. Okay, so it seems like the difference here is that I don't need to use vue.component if I use this method. This is not a big page here. Right, so then we go back to our this, yes, and this says you have to register it with this thing. Okay, what if I say, so what if I copy this, yes, here, yep, and next I can again copy all of this, I think. Oh, it's over here already. The same thing, yeah. So it's timeline with items, groups, and options. And then we also need to add CSS. Okay. Cool. And I need to import this, right? I need to import like this, I guess. And I need to say that I need to import timeline from Vue to this. And then I need to like register this. Yes. And then I don't care about this. Okay, so ouch. Oh, why? Yeah, I don't serve this yet. This dependency was not found. I like this URL style. Why this is not working? Seems like this is a problem strictly with CSS here. Yes. This. line 48. Delete comma, warning. I don't see it. Comma, no comma, semicolon. You're using vue-cli, if I right understand, Vue.js and vue-cli different libs. No. I mean, vue-cli is a way to create Vue.js project. So I'm not sure that statement is correct. I'm very curious why this doesn't appear. There was GS fiddle demo, right? Interesting. The only thing that wait, what about CSS? Timeline. It's like it doesn't have any CSS, right? And data templates. How does this work? Okay, there is CSS which is loaded. groups, items. Okay, there is one item here. There is one item in items. You can see that in this created, they push to this array, yes? They push ID and content. So like ID is number, and then content is names for that number. Okay, so this creates three like these timelines, yeah. I mean, this is the only piece that kind of like bothers me. Like you register component with an like specific name, and then you use that name. Isn't this the same as what I have? Like I import this timeline component from Vue to vis, and then I use that timeline component name. Right? Like, I mean, it seems like correct, but something is definitely missing, because otherwise I would see things. Now this another piece is, what if I delete this link? Will this allow me to import? It feels like the CSS is key piece here. Look at this. Style, import. I think I know what it could be. Please work, please. No. Dependency was not found. This is incorrect. Yeah, I think I need to check that I have it in non-modules. So it should be what? Vue to vis. That's a lot of modules. Okay, vue to vis. Here, yeah. Dist vue to vis CSS. Okay, the file is here. We confirmed. So now we have to find a way to import this. Like here, yeah? Like the same thing. Import. Wait. Do I have to do it in the script? These files don't get loaded. In development, they are included in JavaScript bundle, then injected. In production, they are bundled together in one CSS. The bug that you see. Okay, something about Webpack. It's so weird when you like barely understand what exactly you are doing. Okay, where could it be? No, it can't be in Babel. It can be here. Syntax unknown. Oh well, unknown word is, I understand. You need to set up your webpack conf to use these loaders. Okay, folks, if you have anyone who is JavaScript guru in the chat, now would be the time. I suffered enough today. Yeah, it doesn't seem like we will get anywhere today, which is very sad. I honestly want to, like, at least an example of this to work. Honestly though, this kind of errors are insane. Like some weird pass or something. I don't want to run this. I don't understand what this means, why this pass is so weird. Try to use vue-network. Okay. I mean, I could. Let's see the GitHub. Last update a year ago, yay. Demo. Fiddle. Let's see what this does. This actually looks good. Okay. Okay, yeah, let's try this. Thank you for finding me something else. So, okay. I need to yarn add this. Then I need to add this. I'm curious about though the okay, usage fiddle code pen. Okay, one thing that I'm concerned is, again, there is this d3 minus network, yes, which is, and then but the import here is like this. I can try. So d3 network, yes, and then I need this word here. Cool. Okay, the component has been registered but not used, and then I need this. Okay. And then I need style. I am let's just copy this just in case. And then copy this. Yes. And then okay, if this works, this is going to be nuts. Okay, I need yarn serve. Okay, it compiled. Yeah, but there is still no diagram. Div class hello class net. Okay, this object is not even here, yeah? Like, my concern is this, like, is it even like expected that this is not exactly the same as this? Oh wait, hold on, I am an idiot, yeah? If we are... No, not this one. Nope. This, yeah. Data. This is interesting. D3 network is equal to window. I copied inside of the data, so from here to here. Okay. So please, I just want any picture. Can I have a picture? Add data, man. Oh yeah. Sorry, I like sometimes I miss the chat. Yeah, but I added that data. What I see here though is this D3 network. Yeah, it's not here. Wait, hold on. Something is here. Nodes, links, options. Interesting. I don't even see my H2 count here. Oh, dude, you're a magician. I mean, this drag and drop is weird, but it's my network. Thank you. Really appreciate your help. Okay, now we have to figure out how to have animation like a human beings. Like okay, props. Canvas boolean, render it as canvas boolean. Let's just try different options because I can. So if I say, okay, it should be in options, yes. Force, not labels, through link with 5. Force number. Okay, this is amazing documentation. Probably I need like D3 network. View component to graph networks using D3 force. I mean D3 force. Force directed graph using this module implements velocity for simulating physical forces on particles. Okay, so it seems like this force thing, right? This is what creates this weird like tension or something. By the way, can I add multiple styles here? Is this even legal? Yeah, I can add multiple styles, okay. So I was thinking that, like, among all of these, probably the most mysterious for me is this. Yes, like, why this? Like, where is this coming from? Like, I don't have an import of this anywhere or anything, right? Like, I have here D3 network with uppercase. Where is this coming from? Because I was playing with a timeline and I had like almost the same issue, right? Okay, so what if I change this to 0? Hello? It seems like though this particular framework like really reinforces this force thing when I just want to draw nodes without this. Yeah, this depends on D3 force, and then if you go to D3 force, this module implements just velocity. I already read through this. Useful for studying network. Curious, draw the net hub. I don't think this is using D3 force, but it does use D3. It does use D3 though. Yeah. I'm curious, what are the like components here and stuff? Let's try finding the like some JavaScript reference here. Well, it DLD for E. What is DLD for E? DLD for E. Function draw. Okay, it seems like all of this logic is exactly in this DLD for E stuff. Yeah, okay, so in drawthenet, it seems like the key piece of all of this is those DLD for E things. What is this Cisco? Whatever. Ace build. No, not this one. I think there was some like definition directly from D3.js. So much JavaScript. I don't think I want to touch that. Okay, yeah, it seems like this D3 force is all about simulations of physics. I'm thinking of going back to this view to vis thing. And try to make it work now that I know that timeline was actually correct thing. So I should actually use timeline. Let's try doing that. It's still a mystery to me where this is coming from, but what can I do? I'm curious, is it possible to load the CSS like this? Like this? And then in the network diagram you have to import T. Okay. If it actually compiled, cool. Yeah, but doesn't display timeline. Is it like an export statement or something that makes this work? So if I go to G3 network, yeah, the one that we used before. Let's find this GitHub repo. Okay. We go here, CRC components. Interesting. Okay, it should be here, yeah. And then D3 minus network. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is from export. Yes, export default. And this is where this D3 network is coming from. So now if you do the same thing from view to vis, CRC components timeline, yep. Okay, this is where this is coming from, yeah. So this tag is correct, timeline, and then it has props, groups, items, and events, which I define here. Groups, items. I don't have events, but there are options. Okay, and then there should be like this dot ref visualization. Okay. Let's go through this again. Import timeline from Vue to vis. We are using components timeline. We are having some groups data. The only problem I can see is this CSS file. It's not loaded, I think. Let's rebuild. Let's do rebuild. I find it very weird. Interesting. Now, I don't even see this count thing, right? This is not expected. Okay, we have this view. I import from network diagram T, and I have this network diagram T here. Yes, cool. And then this looks here. Awesome network diagram based on the graph data. It's like cached or something. Krapulia, thank you for following. What is even going on here? Like, I am so confused here. Like, I changed this, nothing's happening. Network diagram T. We import this network diagram T from network diagram T. We use this component network diagram T here, here. We go here. We export network diagram T, so all of this is fine. And then I use timeline and I use all of these. I feel like an idiot and I don't understand what's wrong here. Okay. View, no parsing error, invalid first character of tag name. What is going on here? Line 5. I see this count, it's just I don't see this goddamn timeline. Oh, this is killing me. I'm curious if I see styles though from the vue to visjs file. Okay, so it should be here. Dist vue to vis css, yes. So I should be able to see class vis. I actually see it. So this got loaded just fine. Yep. Okay. But for some reason I just don't see my diagram. Okay, let's just double check imports one more time. So if I say, so the problem that we are having that, yes, I changed to this. The problem is the D3 network. It looks good, it's just, it uses D4s, which is specifically for modeling like physics. So I can't do proper drag and drop with this because it's like it's trying to apply this acceleration to objects. So yeah, that part is kind of weird, and I don't see a way to disable that. So now I am back to this, and for some reason, it's compiling, so that part is working, but something is still not okay. So I'm using this network diagram T, which is like separate thing. I'm having this I'm also concerned that this is not live updated for some reason. It should be. So I have this import timeline from vue to vis. Then if I go to vue to vis, source, components, and timeline, we see that we export here this timeline, well, like object or whatever it's called. So that should allow me to use this timeline in the my div, which I'm using here, and I'm referring to items, groups, and options. And I have here items, groups, and options. However, I just don't see this timeline on my page. So I have my CSS loaded. CSS seems to be working fine. if I'm looking at my body here, this timeline is here, it's just not drawing. Items, groups, options. Groups, items, options. Okay, folks, I think I'm done. I'm really tired. Let me rebuild this one more time. I don't think it will change anything, but like this timeline thing is not getting converted to visualization. Yeah, okay, folks. Yeah, let's wrap up. Fortunately, today was not the best, but it's fine. Right, so today we were trying to build the network diagram using JavaScript, Vue.js, and visjs and d3.js. Unfortunately, we didn't get far. Thank you for the to our chat for a lot of support. We managed to get the D3 network diagram working, which was good. However, I was not able to find a way to make this visjs thing working. I don't know what's wrong here. Since I need this for work, I will keep trying, probably tomorrow or something, to get this done. I will also ask a colleague of mine for help, but it should be fine. I just need some guidance from people who understand Vue and Viz, so I will reach out to them and see how I can do that. Not a big deal. I still had some fun. I learned something new. Probably the biggest thing I learned about Vue was this export thing. So if you have, like, let me show you this D3 network. So this D3 network was kind of like a mystery to me. Like, I didn't know where it was coming from. Yeah, because we have this D3 network uppercase, like how I know that it should be this, right? And then I was able to track it down finally. So if you go to D3 Vue D3 network. So if you go to Vue D3 network source, and then Vue D3 network component, you can see that in export default they have this name. So this is how it's being used. So this D3 network can be used because it's exported here. So this is the biggest thing I learned, because this was always a mystery to me. I was always using like component name or something, but apparently it's not. It's not the case. So with help from the chat, we were able to get this D3 network working, but we were not able to get the my this thing working, which is fine. Alright, folks. Components you are importing in Pascal case, tags you are using in camel case. To import component, you can import it with any name, not necessarily how the file is named. Okay, thanks for suggestion. All right, I am done for today. As I mentioned last time, there will be no stream next Sunday because it will be weekend before exam, but there is going to be exclusive stream on Thursday, February 20th. There is going to be big announcement tomorrow or day after tomorrow, so stay tuned. With that, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.